waiting on somebody? Are you lost?
I live out here.
So right now what it falls under is loitering. So loitering, yes.
Welcome back to Audit Zone. Today, we have a case of officers interrogating a black man for hanging out in an area they don't want him to be. On June 4th, 2021, 3 officers of Locust Grove Police in Henry County claimed they stood at a distance for about 30 minutes while observing YouTuber Hellcat Infamous. They noticed this guy parked his car and was making phone calls at the Quick Trip gas station for what they claimed to be an extended period. When they could no longer tolerate his staying at the station, Deputy Nicole Colleen Pitts led her other 2 colleagues to approach this YouTuber and interrogate him about his activities at the place. Before we continue, let me shout out to Hellcat Infamous for sharing this video on his YouTube channel.
Shows up with a 54 male at Quick Trip, now white Dodge Charger.
Oh, it's gonna be a minute?
Yeah. What's going on, man? Are you hanging out? Are you meeting somebody? Are you waiting on somebody? Are you lost?
I live out here.
So, the reason I'm asking, we've been here how long? Probably 20 minutes?
30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah,
You hadn't got any gas, you hadn't gone in and got any food, you parked at a gas pump, and I know the tank's not on this side, it's on the other side, right?
No, I don't even take this stuff gas.
So what are you doing?
I'm just chilling. I don't want to go home yet. I can't sit in the parking lot. Cause I live out here.
Where you have some ID? Let me see your ID. Or is it in the car?
It's on me, but what's the parking lot?
Let me see your ID. I mean, you can make it super difficult, but you do have to give me your ID.
I'm just wondering why y'all. I've literally been on the phone just talking.
I know.
Go and get your ID.
The question here is this: can officers approach you if they suspect that you're committing a crime? Well, since the landmark Supreme Court case Terry v. Ohio, 1968, officers of the United States have been given the power to Terry stop a civilian. According to the rulings of this case, under the 4th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, a police officer may stop a suspect on the street and frisk him or her without probable cause to arrest, if the police officer has a reasonable suspicion that the person has committed, is committing, or is about to commit a crime, and has a reasonable belief that the person may be armed and presently dangerous. The officers claim that this YouTuber was loitering at the gas station and that the area was well known for narcotics and other criminal activities.
Get your ID, and then while you give us your ID, she can speak with you. But you need to identify yourself, so go and get your ID.
So right now what it falls under is loitering. So loitering, yes.
Yes.
Because like if you were like getting gas, waiting on somebody, like if you were doing anything other than just kind of like hanging out, it wouldn't be an issue.
Well, I've been on the phone.
We know.
This area is known for narcotic activity. It's known for criminal activity. So that's another reason why we're speaking to you. We want to make sure that's not afoot.
Right here, people will park. They'll go over there. They'll wait right here. They'll wait for somebody. They'll do shit like that.
Under a
Bro,
street
you
light?
have no idea.
So,
well,
yes.
I live out here.
I believe you do.
Shit.
You know, you have your ID with you.
Is the license or is the address on your license current? Is that
No.
Okay. What's your current address?
So, we can say that the accusation of loitering and the suspicion of drug-related crime was the articulable reasonable suspicion for approaching this YouTuber and interrogating him. However, this case didn't fit the accusation of loitering and drug-related crimes. This YouTuber was just making phone calls. Why should making calls for as long as you want in a publicly accessible place be considered loitering and drug crime? That doesn't make any sense. After checking his ID and finding no previous criminal records, the officers further interrogated him before leaving without any charges. This incident bordered on racial profiling.
Central 27.
Because, you know, everybody... If you
but I've never been like.
Listen,
even, I know a lot of detectives.
if you notice the folks, they come, they get their gas, and they go.
Yeah,
Sure.
So, the state's definition of loitering is doing something not like the norm. Hanging out at the gas pump, not like the norm. You know what I'm saying? So, we have to just kind of get out. Now, if you to like take off and run as soon as you see us over here,
But why would I do that?
well, so that's it. That would add to it, but you didn't. So it makes it look a lot better. You get what I'm saying?
But I literally come here all the time. I live here. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, that's fine, but
That's
you can't
fine.
just if you're not doing any business, if you're not getting gas, you're not
But I
going to
was
get
actually
food.
finna go in there. I just had a phone conversation.
Well, that's cool, but now that we've had this communication, it's what they call dispelling the alarm. Now that we're able to figure out, okay, this guy doesn't have any issues or anything like that, then we can be by our merry way. But we never met you a day in our life. I've never met you.
I've never gotten
She's
out.
never met you. He's never met you. So we're just doing our jobs, what we're getting paid to do.
Go ahead. At a Southwest Speed Valley 2301.
Alright, Mr. Lawrence. Finish up your phone call. Go
Well,
inside,
I mean,
do your business if you got to, and then head on home, alright?
Yeah, but
Second
like, that's
thing,
kind of
your
that's crazy.
look, it's
Like I've never.
Go look up loitering in the Georgia
No,
code section.
my father's a retired sheriff.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
I know, but I've never.
like I said, this area is known for drug transactions. We're gonna make sure none of that's occurring here tonight.
I've
So
literally been in the public eye, and I haven't spoken to no one. And I know you saw the weird girl run up to my car, and I'm like,
yeah, they just came from a party
With
down
a bunch
in
of-
their
with a bunch
neighborhood.
of-
a whole ton of drugs, and we're sitting
Right,
right
but
there
see,
with
my-
our blue
my
lights
car-
on.
I do a lot of stuff in the community and shit, so my car is like really well known. I race at Silver Dollar, I do track events, I don't do no drug activity.
And like you
Right.
said earlier, the reason we got out with you and asked you and didn't just like immediately throw you in handcuffs was called dispelling the alarm. That's all that happened. So, but do these change? Like, can you make them just one regular color?
I can turn them off with a switch.
Okay, so the blue lights, you can't have blue lights.
anybody ever tell you that?
I mean,
I mean, you don't have to do it right now. Just before you get on the road, no blue lights. All right. But other than that, look, you're good. Just future reference. You gotta look at it from our point of view, okay?
my dad is a retired chief deputy.
Then you definitely
My
should.
parents-
Then you should definitely
but I've
understand our
never
job.
been-
Then
I've
you
never
should.
been stopped for that.
Then you should understand. If you say all these things, and if you're in the profession, you would understand why we're doing
well,
our
that's
job.
why I had no problem.
Right. And
speaking, but
we
that's
definitely
still kinda
appreciate
random.
the cooperation. No, it's not random. We sat there for a while. We observed you. We were watching. Okay, this guy's not getting gas. He's not going in there. We're watching everybody come and go. So it already drew our attention. Then we saw somebody that we dealt with earlier with a whole bunch of drugs around here coming up to you. I'm like, okay.
Right.
So
and they said, hey, I see your
Right.
car everywhere because I live out here. They said, we see your car, SRT on the side.
Hey,
I
which,
said, thank you.
which makes sense. And that's the reason why we came over here to introduce ourselves, dispel the alarm, make sure there's nothing nefarious going on. Now we're going to be about our way. Because if we thought something nefarious was going on, then we'd be going a whole different direction. You understand? But we have to dispel alarm, make sure nothing nefarious is going on. You understand that?
I guess.
Have a good night, sir.
All right, have a good night. I don't have one on me. I'm Officer James. It's Officer Pitts. That's Officer Mosley. I mean, and I definitely encourage you to go look up the code section, OCGA loitering. LOITERING. Look it up.
As we saw in the video, he was not the only one hanging out around the area, but they singled him out for the suspicion of a crime. Since this YouTuber is a black man and he was spending a lot of time making calls, the officers automatically suspected him of committing a crime. They made the excuse of the area being known for drug crimes. Shortly after this incident, Deputy Pitts, who spearheaded this incident, was fired from the Locust Grove Police Department. As of the time of recording this video, the offense leading to the termination of her work was not known. A YouTuber by the name Callie Tito called the Locust Grove Police Department to confirm if Deputy Pitts was still a staff member. Derek Austin, who is the chief of police at Locust Grove, answered the call and confirmed that Deputy Pitts had been fired after she didn't meet the requirements of her probation. Unsurprisingly, that wasn't the first time she was fired.
Fulton.
Good afternoon. This call is being recorded. I'm an investigative reporter. I'm just doing a story on one of your officers. I'm just calling to verify if this officer is still employed by your department.
Okay, I can do that.
So it'd be an Officer Nicole Pitts, Pitts.
No, sir, she is no longer employed here.
Is there any official statement about that?
She was let go under her probationary status. So she was still on probation, so she didn't meet her probationary requirements.
All right. What's her name?
My name's Chief Derek Austin.
Derek Austin. All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Well, that's all concerning this video. Thanks for watching.